Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we've got something super cool. Yep, you guessed it, another brand new Cretaceous Creations release. This one is straight off of their new creations list and straight onto the review station, as we've got ourselves the Lost World Jurassic Park Tiger Striped Velociraptor. And what better raptor could you possibly create than that version? Because I adore those raptors, the colors and everything. They're just always like so cool. No matter what version you go with, they're so super iconic. You instantly know what that raptor is from every time you see that color scheme, and it's just generally one of the nicest looking velociraptors that has ever appeared in the Jurassic franchise. One day I would love for one of the Jurassic films to bring back some of the older raptors. Like, imagine how cool that would be if, like, in a future Jurassic film, you know, almost like a gang war, if like all of a sudden the JP1 style raptors show up. Yeah, I get they're dead, but maybe there were more. You know, we did see like baby footprints and stuff in Jurassic Park, but you know, and then all of a sudden like the Tiger Striped raptors show up, and then you got like the JP3 raptors. Like, there's so many cool raptors you could see reappearing in the Jurassic franchise. Anyway, I went super off course because I started imagining, you know, dreams basically that show up in my head that I would love to see. But we have this raptor which looks incredible, so let's go ahead jump to a closer look right now. So starting up here in the head sculpt of the Velociraptor, you can see this one has its mouth just slightly open enough to show its teeth, kind of like it's growling and preparing to leap into action, which it absolutely has that look and feel of. Like, look at how cool that looks from the front. Such an incredible visual right there. But we can see the inside of the mouth is painted with a black, and then of course he's painted the teeth out, which looks really cool. We also of course have the orange up there on the top of the head. Moving down, you have the brown that stripes through, and then you also have this like off-white here, starting basically through the like right above the upper jaw, and then of course covering the lower jaw as well. We have a brown around the eye, and then a nice yellow eye, and again, everything looks so cool here on the face of this one. You can also see the nostrils sculpted out as well as highlighted with that darker brown, but they've done a great job of replicating the look and feel of the Lost World Tiger Striped Raptors here in their own style, and really captured, especially up here on the top of the head, really captured the way that that striping looks. As we continue to move back into the body, you can see again some creasing here on the top of the head and neck areas, some more of the striping as we lead down, you know, that nice dark brown striping as we lead down. Unlike the other raptors we had taken a look at when it comes to the rebirth versions, we can see that the arms are held up on this one because, again, the arms are like extended as the raptor is coming in for a kill, which is like a classic Jurassic Park sort of a look right there when it comes to the raptors. Like, this looks just like the raptor actually at the end of Jurassic Park that is just about to leap in and take down, you know, Alan and everybody before the T-Rex, you know, basically flies in out of nowhere and kills it. But it has that same sort of pouncing look to it. But as you move down through the arms, you can see again the stripes leading down. We can also see the scoots down the fingers, as well as the claws sculpted really nicely, painted with a black, and they even applied a little bit of that white to the palms of the hands of the raptor. As you move up, again, you've got some more of that very nice detail that you usually see on these figures, with like some osteoderms popping up here and there, as well as just basically like some lines and creases and stuff throughout, giving it that kind of almost animated look and feel. We see the spinal column moving along the back, as well as more of those stripes. We can also see the top of the hip bone, the musculature of the thigh. As we lead down, we have the stripes following along the front of the leg, of course. You lead into the foot sculpt. You can see the scoots moving down the toes, as well as the claws sculpted nicely and painted again with a black. And the raptor has one foot kind of held back and the other foot taking a step forward, again giving it the look of it preparing to lunge in. We can see the dew claws are present as well, and also painted. And then as we move out into the tail, you've got a really nice curve, especially when you look at it from up above. You can really see the nice curvatures to the tail, the striping effect continuing to lead out through the tail, and then we end in a nice brown tip. If you look here at the opposing side, it's going to look almost the same, honestly, for this one, because the pose is pretty straightforward for the majority of the figure, and the arm is kind of held in the same position as what we saw on the first side. The biggest difference over here would be the fact that the leg is taking a step forward here as it's preparing to kind of lunge in. But overall, that is an absolutely excellent looking version of a Lost World Jurassic Park raptor in a very stylized way. And then we've also got the base, again, just like actually with the Spino, we have that dark black sort of tone, almost like a dark bluish tone actually with this one, but it has that translucent sort of a look to it, which is super, super cool. Of course, the pegs, that kind of cracks in like the concrete sort of a look, and then you have the Cretaceous Creations logo, and again, Velociraptor Tiger up there. Very nice base, and I like the fact that all of these bases follow the same style the entire way through, so they look really nice, all displayed together. As far as the size goes, I don't think we need to do very many size comparisons or anything this time around because we did just review some other raptors from Cretaceous Creations, and of course they're going to be pretty much the same size, I would think. But, for a size on this one, lengthwise from the head to the tail, a little over 4.5 inches or just shy of 12 centimeters, and the highest point is definitely the tip of the tail at about 2 3/4 inches or 7 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, Robert Muldoon in the Collect A Human Being next to our Tiger Striped Raptor, and you can see again it's definitely pretty small in the grand scheme of things, not quite minifigure size range or anything, but definitely smaller when it comes to these Cretaceous Creations releases. And of course, continuing to show you that, we do have a standard Mattel Velociraptor here that is actually about to be killed, I think, by this little Cretaceous Creations version, but you can see obviously the Mattel version is a bit larger. And when we continue to bring in some of the other Cretaceous Creations releases, like the Spinosaurus I recently reviewed, you can see again that the Raptor is a bit smaller. And then one final comparison as we have them muted on from Cretaceous Creations as well, showing you that these are pretty similar in size overall. So this brand new Cretaceous Creations Lost World Jurassic Park Velociraptor is super cool, and one of the many things that is really cool about it is the fact that this is the first one that I have reviewed here on my channel that wasn't a Jurassic World Rebirth release, so that's really exciting. Just on its own, it's nice to have, well, I guess technically the Ion Dragon was not Rebirth either, but like when it comes to the Jurassic franchise, it's the first time we've left Rebirth to move into some of the other dinosaurs in the Jurassic franchise, and what better one to jump to than the Tiger Striped Raptor, and I think they did a great job on this, really paying tribute to it quite nicely. The sculpt is excellent as it usually is, the stylized look is there exactly as you would expect it to. They have such a perfect ability to create these in continuously the same style, but again, like never straying from that style, and I love that fact, and also capturing, again, a good bit of screen accuracy with these figures. Like, even with this Raptor, if you look at the Rebirth Raptors, and, you check out that review, you'll even notice that, like, that kind of crest on the top of the head is there. Like, it's exactly the way it looks on screen, but you wouldn't see that on the Lost World Raptors, so you don't see that on this figure. Again, showing you that they do a great job of paying attention to the way that the dinosaur looks when creating their figures, but of course capturing their stylized appearance, and they did a very good job on this one. I also love the pose with the kind of like preparing to lunge sort of look that it has going on. That is also awesome. The paintwork is fantastic on this. They captured the orange tone perfectly, the striping effect perfectly. Everything looks so great when it comes to the paintwork. There's no sloppiness. Everything just looks really, really nice and precise. So if you are interested in this, I will include a link in the description to the shop of Cretaceous Creations, where you can head on over there right now and grab this and add it to your collection, and I highly recommend doing that. So make sure you check that link. Definitely pick this up and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.